And welcome back. Here we are with the second preview of the day. It is the men's 2024 NCAA Division One indoor championship preview. We have, like the women's, some great matchups looking ahead, and we will have an interesting team battle. I think. I don't think the men's is as assured as the women. I think on the women's side, it's Arkansas clearly, but on the men's side, it may actually come down to the 4x4, one or two injured athletes. This is going to be an interesting race for the team title. We'll get started with our first leg. Like always, it'll be the sprints and hurdles. So in leg one in the sprints, we'll jump right out the gate and hit to the 60-meter dash. And I'm going to surprise you a little bit. I'm going to go with gold for Travis Williams of USC. I think he's coming on strong as of late. I think he is in prime position. He has not run as frequent as his competitors being out on the West Coast, but I think he, as the season has progressed, each time we've seen him in the few times that he's shown, he's been eye popping, and that 6.52 caught everybody's attention. So, I think there's a 6.4 in those legs. So, and I think that's what's going to be needed to win the 60. And I think silver will put Terrence Jones of Texas Tech. And then for bronze, we'll put DeAndre Swint of Texas Tech as well. I think it'll be a 2-3 finish for Texas Tech. I think they may actually get three guys into the final. This is a very strong Texas Tech team. I think they're the clear early favorites to win the 4x1. In the 200-meter dash, you have, I think, what will be the biggest challenger sprint-wise outdoors to Texas Tech, and that's Florida. I think the goal, and I know that he just lost the SEC championship, but he was in a different heat, and I think he's yet to really put it all together. But I'm going to put Robert Gregory of Florida for gold. I think that he is ready to, he already has an outdoor title. I think he's ready to go to the next level. I think I'm going to put silver, Wanye McCoy of Florida, and I'm going to put bronze for Terrence Jones of Texas Tech. Now, the 200 is not an event where I'm 100% certain of. I think any one of those three gentlemen are capable of winning, especially Jones, because when he is, with his back against the wall, he seems to find a way to come out with the title. But I think Robert Gregory is really ready to win a national title in the 200. I think that's clearly the goal for him. And in the 400, I just don't see how anyone can beat someone who dropped a 44.4. Regardless of what the World Athletics Association has decided or the rules about the blocks, it's just so unfortunate. Christopher Morales Williams of Georgia, I think, is the class of the field. I think he is the clear favorite to win gold. I mean, that could be him not winning a world record, could deflate him mentally, but I just don't see Carol Smith Gilbert letting that go past. I think he is clearly ready to further cement and disprove any doubt that anyone has by winning gold here. And I think silver will be Justin Robinson of Arizona State. And I'm going to put bronze William Jones of USC. In the 60-meter hurdles, I think it will be, and here's the shocker for gold, I'm going to put Johnny Brackens of USC. I think that as the season has progressed, he's become an even better hurdler, being coached by Olympic champion Joanna Hayes. I think the 7.55 that he's ran on the season, I think he's ready to possibly run 7.50, maybe even 7.4. We'll see. But I think he's right now the favorite because we did not see what we thought we would see from Caleb Dean, which was some improvement on his technique. He is a 6'5 guy running a 7.5. That's not really a shock. We've seen a 6'5 guy run a 7.3, and that's Grant Holloway. And I do believe that he has Grant Holloway talent and capability. We just need to see that technique. So I have him slated for silver. And then for bronze, I have the guy that beat him at the Big 12 championships, but I'm counting on Caleb Dean to run a PR here. Davion Wilson of Houston, I have going for bronze in third. And that's our sprinters. And I think it's going to be hot and fast, and it will be glorious for those of us who love the sprints. And in the distance events, this is where things get really, really choppy, and it'll be tight because I'm going to be open. Even though some of these guys are ranked number one, I'm not really confident that any of them can actually win. I think that the field is strong here. The field is much stronger here in the distance events as a collective than I think even in the sprints. And that's, saying something because this is a really fast year in the 60-meter dash. Really fast. But I think from top to bottom, the distance events are tough in every discipline. And we'll start with the 800. And, we have the defending champion, Yusuf Bizimana of Texas. I'm putting him for gold. And I think he's the only person in a safe that's in the driver's seat. I think he has the least amount of competition, but he has the most interesting number two and number three behind him. Silver, I have Finley McClear of excuse me, Iowa State. He is, a former runner up. Let's remember that. He almost won this event a few years ago. And then bronze, I have Nathan Green of Washington. That name sounds familiar. It should. Nathan Green is the defending NCAA outdoor champion in 1500 meters. I just was convinced that he was going to focus solely on the mile, and that's not the case. But I think the mile is his better event. But he's a champion already, so he knows how to run a championship style race. And the 800 indoors, with having more laps because of this shortened track, it could really fall into who's better with their tactician, their cutting in skills, or when to charge late. And I think Nathan Green kind of has an advantage on the field with that. But I think the speed is with Yusuf Izamana, and I think that's who will win it. In the mile, I have right now gold is Green's teammate Luke Hauser of Washington. They are, to me, the premier program right now in developing milers. They've had such great success. They back it up this year with another great group. And I think Hauser is the next in line. But I can't say that for outdoors again because Nathan Green is a defending champion. And I am really banking on him running the 1500 outdoors. Silver, I have Adam Spencer of Wisconsin. In bronze, I have Anas Asai of South Carolina. I know Asai is, an all-time talent. He's put up great marks, but in the championship meets, he seems to find a way in the fourth and fifth position a lot. So I'm relying on Hauser and Washington's pedigree with that coaching staff for him to solidify himself and win gold here. And in the 3000, we're looking at the super young talent, Nico Young of Arizona, Northern Arizona. And I'm going to shock you. I have him winning the three and the five. And that is a lot because he has been, at the top of the list multiple years. But this year, he just seems to be on fire. He really is having an outstanding indoor season. And I just don't think that can be ignored. My hope is that he can finally put it together because the only thing missing for him is really national titles. He's done everything else. So and he's got an NCAA record already. So now it's time to focus on winning. And I think this is the meet where he does that. I have him winning the gold in both over Kai Robinson of Stanford in both. And in the 3000, I have bronze for Parker Wolf of North Carolina, that very talented young man who might really give a scare. We can't keep him out because he finds a way to step up. And in the 5,000, I put Peter Maru of Arkansas for bronze. And, Arkansas just loaded with talent there. And he's a young talent. He's a freshman. He doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. But what he does know is that he can run well. And that's what's going to be needed here. But that's my 3 and 5,000 meter prediction. I do think this will be an opportunity. Just like the women, I have, Parker Valby being the meet MVP. I think here, this is where Nico Young could be the meet MVP. It's long overdue. I think he's ready to finally get a championship under his belt. And then in our third leg, we're going to transition to the field events. And we have, some pretty big names. For gold in the high jump, I have Romaine Beckford of Arkansas by way of Jamaica. We know about him. He's the defending outdoor champion. He's been number one all indoor season, and I expect for that to continue. Silver, we have Trey Allen of Louisville. He didn't have the best ACC championship, so I'm thinking he's going to use this to rebound. I think this will be a much better meet for him. Bronze, we have Devin Loudermilk of Kansas. He's been quietly putting together a very strong season out there in the Big 12, where the focus really in the jumps has been on Texas Tech and Kansas State. It's not really been Kansas, even though they've had a phenomenal jumps program for quite a while. This is just sort of a reminder of that. His talent can't be ignored, I think, now. And I think Loudermilk is going to catch some attention. In the pole vault, surprise here, I'm going to go with a Matt guy. For gold, I have Hunter Garrettson of Akron. Akron has been really good at producing great pole vaulters over the years, and I think he is probably one of the best they've had. I think this is another opportunity for Akron to sort of cement themselves as, I want to say, probably the top pole vault program, not at a Big 12 school, because the Big 12 really seems to be producing really great pole vaulters, but Akron has been able to beat them. And I think he's the guy in line to do that. For silver, I have Keaton Daniel of Kentucky, and for bronze, I have a Big 12 guy, Clayton Sims of course, Kansas. In the long jump, I don't think it's anybody but Wayne Pennick of Arkansas. I I'm cooled on him possibly jumping 28 feet indoors, but you never know. I think he is a bright future, and I think he is one of the futures of Jamaican jumping. And I think this is another national title for him to add to his belt. Silver, I have Malcolm Clemens of Florida. Yep, I have him second over for bronze, Johnny Brackens of USC. In the triple jump, I have gold going to the SEC champion Luke Brown of Kentucky. Silver, I have Sean Dixon Bodie of Florida. And bronze, I have Jeremiah Davis of Florida State. I think this is a really crackerjack field. I think Dixon Bodie, who has been dealing with a lot of injuries over the past few years, even though he has been injured while at Florida, he still finds a way to perform the top tier of every championship meet he's at. I think this is an opportunity with him, getting closer to full health to possibly surprise and put up a big time performance, but I just don't think he has enough to beat Luke Brown. And Jeremiah Davis of Florida State, he's never going to be ignored. Let's just remember that. We learned that lesson. I especially, when it came to the ACC championship, I really thought Russell Robinson of Miami was going to take him. No, he put that away quickly. And then we'll move to the shot put, where we have Tariq Robinson O'Hagan of Ole Miss. Again, another Ole Miss thrower. Now this time with the men. He has been the guy all year, and I think that doesn't change here. I know that Alexander Kosnikov of Georgia has the top mark, but Tariq has been consistently at the top and has been more consistent to me. I think that's who wins it here. And I put Kosnikov for silver. In bronze, you have Dylan Taggart of South Carolina, and I do think it will be an SEC sweep in the shot put. I mentioned that in the SEC championship preview that they have the deepest field. Weight throw, we're going to go with a Harvard man for gold, and that's Kenneth Ikiji of Harvard, who did mark the number one time while at the Ivy League championships. The first 80-foot throw of the season, so let's keep an eye on him. For silver, I'm gonna put Tariq Robinson O'Hagan. I do think he'll still give us a great performance, but I'm gonna trust Ikiji wins it. Bronze, we'll put Ruben Banks of Alabama. And in the heptathlon, I think it's an obvious favorite. An obvious goal goes to Leo Nussbauer of Texas. He's been the star since he won the decathlon title last outdoor season. He has a great range of skill sets. He's a great jumper, great sprinter, pretty good thrower. I'm waiting to see what he can do with the hurdles. If we could just get his hurdle time to match the speed, we're looking at an all world talent at an even higher clip. In silver, we have Aiden Ouimet of Illinois, who is, new school record holder, but doing great under Coach Petros. And then for bronze, you have Till Steinfeld of Nebraska. I thought they would have a chance to go against each other at the Big Ten. I even put that in my preview. I was wrong there. Steinfeld did different events. He did not compete in the Big Ten heptathlon, but I think he will show up here. And obviously, he looks the part of a great heptathlete, a great multi-eventer. So look forward to see what he does. And Nebraska's, as always, going to have a great field athlete. It never fails. And then moving to our anchor leg, we'll look at our relays and the team battle. And I look at the 4x4, and I'm going to go gold, Alabama, silver, USC, and bronze, Arizona State. Alabama had that great time disqualified for what took place in the SEC championship, but I think this is an opportunity for redemption. I did not mention Caleb McRae in the 400-meter prediction because what he showed us at the SEC championship in the prelim kind of alarmed me. I do think he'll find a way to rebound, but I'm not sure if he's ready to be amongst the top. But I do think he's a great relay runner. In the DMR, I'm going to shock a lot of people because I'm going to go for Oklahoma State. I think their team will be the most fresh coming into that day one final, and I think they will be the winners. I have silver being Northern Arizona because I'm not quite sure if Nico Young is running, and in fact, I'm positive. I'm pretty sure he won't be running, and I think that does affect their DMR time. They have a great distance group. This is a phenomenal program. They've proven that year in and year out. They are in the team title hunt. But I do think they will find themselves behind Oklahoma State. And then for bronze, I have North Carolina. Now, for the team title, I have Texas Tech winning gold. I do think they will put together enough. If things fall in their way enough, they will be national champions. But I don't think we can ignore Arkansas. And I'm going to surprise you. I'm not putting Northern Arizona for bronze. I'm putting USC. USC has a very strong team. They're going to have 60-meter sprinters. They're going to have a good quarter miler. They're going to have a great hurdler, a great jumper, a great 4x4 relay, and they are very top heavy. But points are at a premium of the championship meet, and I think if things fall their way, they do have enough for third. I think there's a bevy of teams battling for third. I think there's them, Northern Arizona, and I think Florida may surprise some people as well. And that is our preview. I think this will be a great meet. It should be a lot of fun. And where are we expecting the national record to fall? Potentially. I think the strongest record threat is the 4x4. I think that's going to be a phenomenal final heat. Even the second to final heat is going to be fast. This is going to be a very fast 4x4 relay. I'm very curious to see how things turn out when it comes to outdoor season rather for the sprinters. But this should be an interesting team title battle, I think, heavily between Texas Tech and Arkansas because they've qualified so many athletes and they have potential for high points and smaller points in multiple areas. So please like, subscribe, share your opinion if you have one. Feedback is welcome, whether positive or negative. And I thank you for your time, and I'll be seeing you either Sunday or Monday where we recap what is probably going to be one of the best meets we've seen. All right, thanks, guys.